We're going live. We're getting it in early today. Still got daylight and everything out here. How you like that? Been a long time since we did that, don't you think? Let me All right, here we go. I'm getting everything set up over here because what I've been doing is looking at the having a computer, having a live up so I can interact in the chat. I didn't even know that was something I could do before. It's very interesting. So good. Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you here today. The Proud Masculine live stream. May 10th. May the 18th. We're doing an early live tonight. Just because I feel like it. No reason not to. All right, here we go. 100% attention, focus. How's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope. And if you're not, here's your opportunity to do better. Change your mindset. It's that easy. It's that easy of a decision. That's what people don't understand. If you're having a tough day, if you're having a rough day, things ain't going your way, you can change it in an instant. It's that simple. I'll even tell you how real quick. Don't think, man, why has this happened to me? Saying, what is this preparing me for? What is this day? What is this mood? What's going on here? What's up, Tripathi? Good to see you. Y'all coming in, smash that like button. Uh-oh. It's really that simple. So good. I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway. Oh, I'm pulling all this up. Because I have, from the giveaway, I picked a winner. What I wound up having to do is, I had two, let me see something. Let me see, y'all. I had two people I picked. No, just for today, Tripathi, I just did. I told y'all I was going to be less less available late, just with the workload I have. And then by the time it gets late, I don't have any more energy and time left in the day. You got to realize at one point, I was doing this on Wednesdays only. Then I started the 100 push-ups for 100-day challenge. So I did it every day, and it just evolved into an everyday live. Well, everything, the channel blew up. I got busy. There's other things I do. This isn't, for one thing, YouTube is like a fraction of my income. Like, it's not much at all. And anything I get off the channel, I put back into the channel. So it's not like that's part of my bills and all. So, and my everyday expenses. Then, however, I am a trainer and I do own a construction business, which is also taken off. It's that time of year. And not to mention other things. I'm in a relationship. I have, day-to-day responsibilities, my own stuff, my own training. Believe me, I love doing these lives every night. It just sometimes it's been, there's been no time and energy left at the end of a day where I can come on for an hour. I'm just that crashed out and getting up early. I can't afford to be in here at 11:30 at midnight anymore. So I jump on as often as I can. What I think I'm gonna have to do is start finding different windows of time to come on live because I love doing it. I got a great, let me see if I can find. I wish I knew how to share a screen with y'all. Because I have this testimonial from a client who I helped. And let me tell you why. Because not only did this guy sign up for one-on-one consultations, this dude came ready. He came ready for change, ready to work, ready to listen, serious. And just the way it is, more often than not, my clients come in. Thank you, B-Rabs. Love you, man. More often than not, I get guys who say, hey, I want to change. I want to fix this. I want to work on my relationship. I want to work on myself. I just got broken up with. How do I get it back? Most guys come to me because of a breakup. Or a lack of dating. And they're hitting this time of their life where they want to experience that. They really don't know how to navigate the dating market. Or they're just coming out of a bad breakup. That's where 99% of my clientele come from. What's up, man? Dave. So, but I say, okay, here's the criteria. You serious about this when you come on time to all of our sessions, have a dedicated notebook and a pen, and do rock-a-doodle with the 5-piece, y'all. Let's get some W's in the chat for rock-a-doodle. Let me get on there because I can do W's now. Rock-a-doodle with the big 5-piece tonight. Thank you, brother. So anyway, they come in thinking they're ready. Well, what they do, so I say, hey, look, here's some of the things I'm gonna need to see from you in order for us to even work together. My objective is not to secure you for a lifetime. My objective is to work with you 3 months tops, get you on the right track, then you go coach yourself. I'm gonna give you the tools, I'm gonna set you up for the mentality and the things you need to be doing repeatedly. And you're gonna take this information and you're gonna go build on it by yourself. I'm here temporarily as a temporary fixture in your life to be able to look at things from different angles you're just not able to see. Because A, because you're in the situation, and B, you've never experienced it. So this is where I come in. So, thank you, Raj. What's up, Plays? See you. So this is where I come in. I take you in, but one of the things is you have to listen. I'm gonna give you a small window to tell me what's going on, and then we're gonna get to work immediately. There's no time to waste. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm not gonna powder your ass. I'll tell you, oh, you deserve better, da da da. That's not how it works here. We're gonna get to work immediately. And it's going to be shit that's uncomfortable that you have to do in order to impart a serious quality change in your life long term. And when I bring that and they're like, yeah, I'm ready. We'll see. Because usually we start getting into it, then they're like, oh, well, I do this already. And I'm like, look, I told you in the beginning, you need to listen to me, ears open, eyes open, mouth shut, and do exactly as I tell you to do. That's the only way this is going to work. Being that I'm not trying to keep you on a clock forever, I try to keep it within about 3 months. This guy, Sarab, did it a little quicker. He did it in right under 2 months, or was it 8 weeks? With his sessions, through the Rios. I'm going to answer your question real quick, Rios. It says, hello, brother. I didn't get any notifications. Again, I have a Telegram group, a Telegram link, because this platform does not seem to be putting me into even my own members and subscribers notifications and let them know I'm live. I encourage everyone, sign up for the free Telegram group. I drop a link in there. Every time I go live, I drop the link in the Telegram and you'll get the alert. So if you're not getting the notifications, that's your fault. Telegram group is in the description. All you do is hit the link, brings you to there, and you join, and you're in. Yes, Carrie, I'm from Louisiana. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to pause the chat for a second. Don't think I'm not listening or reading. I want to finish this description about this amazing referral. I don't know, it's not a referral. What is it called? A review that I got from my boy Sarab. So this guy called me and said, here's where I'm at. Here's what I want. What do you want me to do? Everything I told this dude to do, he did. No questions asked. No, well, can I do it this? Or what if I want to do it like, no, this dude did everything. And guess what? He got results almost instantly. Within 2 weeks, this guy had already made a serious change just by doing the following exercises. Just by imparting the discipline and commitment that he agreed to in the beginning. Because that's one of the other criteria. I need you to commit and stay committed through the process. It's the only way it works. And you see, that's a problem with a lot of men these days. They think they want help. They think they want solutions and answers. But when it comes time to do the real work that's necessary, it doesn't sound so fun all of a sudden. Look, this is not a magic pill. This is not a place where I'm going to put you on a Zoom call and tell you, oh, your girlfriend was so bad. She shouldn't have done that to you. We're going to talk about what you did. Why did you allow that? And what are these things about you that hold you back and allow you to get in certain situations that you seem to be getting into a lot? Why can't you break out of this area? What happened to you in the past that holds you back now? And what do you need to do to move forward? And that requires brutal honesty and action. And this is where I lose them. This is where I lose the men. They don't want to take the action. They don't want to be honest. They don't want honesty. They had one guy I had to discontinue sessions with because every session it was about, oh, I looked at her social media and then I went out and I saw her with this guy. I'm like, why are you following this girl around still? We said in the beginning, this is something you have to stop immediately and focus on yourself. Well, if I could just get one more chance to tell her and explain, I'm like, no. See, now you're obsessed with the wrong thing. You're never going to get well focusing on the other person or the other thing, or you have to get into the moment, get honest with yourself, and go down deep in those dark places that everybody tries to hide from their own self and hide from everybody, and get into that shit deep down, that place nobody likes to go, and really look at your flaws and your now it's called traumas. It's just your subconscious. And it's not going to be where, hold on. It's not going to be where the shit just magically goes away. It takes months of intensive work and action to not only begin the process the healing process and the growth process, there's a lot of things you have to understand about yourself and unlearn and replace with new beliefs, new systems, new habits. You have to undo some of the damage that was done. It's a complete reprogramming of your mind and your character and your personality, and your core beliefs and value system. And this is the part that nobody wants to do. This guy did all of it. No questions asked. When it was time for a session, he was there waiting 10 minutes ahead of time, every single time. I would send him the link, and I would have the link open on my computer, and I could see when he would enter the studio for the platform I use to do my one-on-ones. This dude's in there 10 minutes early every time, like clockwork. First thing I ask him, okay, let's review your week, your journal. It's one of the things you got to do is journal every day. Report on yourself and how's the work been doing. What tasks have you completed? And this dude would go down the list, and everything we talked about, he addressed. So guess what? By week 8, he's not fixed completely, but he's in a whole different place. He's got a whole different understanding of himself. He finally has a clearer picture of his potential that he can start in a system that he can begin implementing into his life day to day to improve it and improve his masculine awareness, because that's all it is. Let me read this review real quick, and I'll get to the chat. I'm coming, y'all. Just hang in there. It says, and he's even left one on my YouTube. He left one on Instagram and YouTube. And this is the reason why I do these lives and the reason why I reach out to men and the reason why I'm here to help men. So listen up. It says, thank you for all the help you've given me so far, Joe. And he has a prayer emoji. The tools you provided during our one-on-one sessions has helped me think of myself and have made me feel more mentally independent than I was yesterday. I'm continuing to grow and feel better each day. These tools will foster further growth if I follow them with discipline. Listen to the words he uses: tools, discipline, mental health. Your sessions were completely honest, free of greed, and a crucial part of my life's learning. I truly appreciate the work you do, sir. Regards. Oh, do you know how hard that hit me this morning when I woke up to that? Do you have any idea how that moves me? But this guy did it. He didn't fuck around. He didn't question anything. He didn't tell me, oh, well, I got to do this and this to get this. And he just shut up and listened and did the work. That was it. And look at the results he's gotten. So if you want to see me, if you want me for one-on-one coaching, you're in a jam, just came out of a breakup, you're trying to get into the dating scene, you don't know what you're doing, you're kind of stumbling around, you're not having success, hit me up for coaching. Link is in the description along with the Telegram group. Carrie Springer says, do you like guns? Yes. I believe in the Second Amendment. Plays YT says, are you in New Orleans? Pretty close. All right, Plays said, I had a pedo birth mom that I loved. She didn't want me when I was 8 to 10, and I didn't understand why. I'm adopted now. There you go, Raj. Stay tuned in to these eyes. I was adopted at 12, and I didn't understand why this happens. Tripathi, he did 8 weeks with me. 8 sessions. Carrie, I'm not a therapist. I help men. I don't know what to say I am. I'm a man who's been through the trials of life and sought help and self-improvement for years. And then through all of my knowledge and my experience and my life experience, through marriage, through dating, through tough times, through addiction, through success, I've just taken stock and inventory of my life and the things that I've put into it and removed and replaced, and I've put together a formula to help men understand and learn their innermost potential, which is their core masculinity. So I just communicate that stuff to other men, helping men who are in the trenches. There's a lot of men out there struggling, y'all. Y'all just don't know. A lot of men out there struggling who don't have a direction, who've never had any strong masculine figures in their lives, and masculine guidance, which every man needs to develop and cultivate his true inner masculine core, not to mention the societal pressures and narratives that are pushed on men these days. And I'm here to tell you it's false. And if you want the most out of life, there's a way you can do it. You have what it takes. You're just out of touch. You've been programmed. And I just simply undo the old program and give you a new one to follow. I know my beard looks out of shape. It grows fast. Rio says, we appreciate all your advice and words of wisdom. Well, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you for the support. I appreciate the support. I really do. Pathy said, wow. My Johnny Sins. No, I'm not Johnny Sins. Can you explain why life is so hard? Well, Plays, that's a matter of perception. Everybody's dealt something. I don't know your particular circumstance, and I don't know what your life is like. But there's somebody who's had it worse. Hard is relative. What may seem difficult and complicated to one guy may seem like common sense to me, and vice versa. All I know is you can adapt your perception and your attitude to tell yourself a better story about what life is if it's not going great. Say things aren't going your way. Does that mean you have to acknowledge that you're basically acknowledging, because what you focus on, where your focus goes, that grows, right? Where your focus goes, that's a thing that grows. And if all you're focusing on is, well, good, what's holding you back? Plays. There's nothing holding you back from being rich but you. And a lot of people deal with that. Like the relationship and the way you perceive money, the relationship with money, it's just backwards. It's just upside down. There's trillions of dollars out there. Anybody can get the money they want. Most people are built in with this, you see, and this is why Play says, I'm dumb, how can I? Well, first thing is you can never tell yourself that again. If you're talking to yourself like that out loud, what the fuck do you think's going on inside of your head? And I was just going to get to most people have the belief that they don't deserve that. Or that's too far out of reach. Or money is evil. Oh, it's too late. I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. You think there aren't people who don't have brains that are out there making millions of dollars? I dealt with the same thing. There are people with a lot less talent and stuff to offer who were way better off financially than me. And I could never understand that until I understood it was my relationship with myself and my relationship with money. I grew up in a poor-minded, poverty mindset family. So my beliefs about money were all fucked up. My beliefs about success and wealth. You know, it was one of my parents' thing was like, these people with money are unhappy. Money doesn't buy happiness. Money's the root of all evil. People get greedy, people get power, you know, all this whole narrative about how evil money is. So obviously I've adopted a new mindset. I think about, well, what about thinking of it from this angle? Think about what I could do, what good I could do, what good I could provide if I had wealth. What difference could I make? Who could I help with that? How many more people could I really help who really need the help if I had wealth? How could I set my own family up? Do you think God put you on this earth to scrape by, be scraping and servile to another man and living in abject poverty, scraping by to get a measly paycheck? Do you honestly think that's God's? Yes, parents corrupt minds. And this is what people don't like to hear. You fucked up because of your parents. These ideas and this stuff, these beliefs and core beliefs and values we carry with us into adulthood came from way back there. These were ideas and behaviors, learned behaviors implanted in our subconscious, our self-image, our beliefs about love, our beliefs about relationships, our beliefs about money. Like all your core belief system comes from well, Matt W., that's a great point. It's money just happens to be the exchange for value right now. Back in the day, there were different things that represented money. It was spices. One time, salt was worth more than gold. Whoever had the salt, had the power. And right now, our unbacked fiat currency, our paper, represents value, represents exchange value, value exchange, right? That's just what it is. Different places, it has different currency. There's all types of currency. There's barter. Your currency could be if you live in a compound and, you're the guy who builds coat racks, and the other person's a farmer and the other person's a baker, and the other person's a leathersmith, and the other person's a carpenter. Then within that community, the other person gathers water and he gets food and something for exchange. Money is the medium. Money is the value. That's what it represents. And you'll never hear a wealthy person tell you, like a truly wealthy person that's hard earned and does well for themselves, tell you money won't buy you happiness. It's a lot easier to be happy knowing you're financially secure than it is not to be. That's shit poor people say, that's shit losers say, and that's shit greedy people say. That's not true. You telling me being financially secure and sovereign, that wouldn't make you happy? Is that crazy? If you could provide from your family above and beyond, that wouldn't make you happy? To see the people around you that you love and care about are set and taken care of? If you could have the day-to-day items plus extra, that wouldn't make you happy? It's not the only thing. Because yes, they have rich people who are miserable. But guess what? They could probably buy a solution. They don't want it though. Don't ever believe that shit. Money doesn't buy you happiness. I've been without money. I grew up without money. And I'll tell you what, I'm a lot happier now. I'm happier when, bills are met, debts are paid, grocery, the pantry's full, fridge is full. Something happens, I can just do something about it, like right then and there. There's no stress. Don't believe that shit, but you have to change your idea and your relationship with what money is. There's tons of money out there. You telling me there's not a chunk in there for you? There's not a chunk in there for me? Hell yeah, there is. What are you gonna provide? What value can you provide as an exchange? And there's this old antiquated time for money. That's what the 9-to-5 people do is, work by the hour to exchange their time for money. That'll never get you wealthy. You might be well off, you might be set for a while, but it's just unnatural. It's unnatural for somebody to work, 5 days a week, 8-10 hours a day for 30 years for a small period of time where you actually get to enjoy the money you've earned over the years by the time you're too old to enjoy it. That's not how I want to live life. And I don't, and I'm not gonna, because I made that decision that I'm not. But then you got to start asking yourself the quality questions. What can I do right now to change this? What's something I can do right now to change the momentum? And that's where it all starts. The first thing you do is talk to God, get that stuff right, work on yourself. My father used to lie. I started lying in my teens. I was very difficult for getting rid of lying. When did racism start? Racism has been a thing. I don't know why people even talk about it. Racism is worldwide. That's old news. This country just gets to politicize it and use it to create fear and division. Come on, wake up. Y'all don't know that yet? Racism's man-made. It's bullshit. Understand that, Rabashi. I did the same, but now it didn't cause people to lie on me all the time. I can't trust no one. It's easier to be happy if you can fly to visit relatives and friends and pay for any sudden health scares. Yes, that's exactly. Financial security offers you security, which is peace of mind, which is also freedom. There's so many things that come with being financially secure. Like I said, even if you just have the ideas, approach life from how much more could I help the people that I love dearly if I had more? I mean, why do you really need to look past that, to be honest with you? But whatever you got to say. Plays says, I just want a girlfriend that will stay with me and not be a hoe. Well, that's up to you, Plays. Make a man that doesn't attract hoes. Make yourself a man that doesn't do that doesn't deal with that. And have a problem with lust. Like, I can't break the addiction because there are hotties all over the world. There's nothing wrong with being sexually attracted to women. That's not a sin. That's not a bad thing. You know, if you just rampant banging everything with a pulse and, you know, running into everything, that's a problem. Sexual attraction is an instinct, a human instinct. It's the whole reason we reproduce. It's the whole reason we populate. And that's a lot of people is their instincts, instinct for food and shelter and sex and, you know, security have all just gone nuts. That's why you have obese fat people, because you can't control your instincts and impulses. Same thing with sex. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have sex with women. That's a completely natural feeling. You think women don't want to have sex? Come on. If you want to be a comedian, go be a fucking comedian. Look, you're kind of starting to touch on my nerves a little bit with dumb and I want to be this and I can't. I don't want to hear that talk on here. Exchanging time for money worked in the feudal ages, but not today. No, it's not today. I mean, you can get by. But I mean, do you really want to depend on somebody else who's evaluating your worth? You know, I tell my son this, I have a 21-year-old son, and he's in this critical phase of his life where he's in a changeover. He's in this transition phase. And I said, if you can get up at 7 in the morning to go work for somebody else to make them a millionaire, take vacations and have nice things and provide well for their family, you could get up at 6 in the morning and work 12 hours for yourself. He says, we don't have lords and barons anymore that view us as tribesmen in their kingdom. We have internationalist corporate overlords that don't care about squat. Don't give them your time and energy to create a business. There you go, W. That's the way you do it, honestly. That's a total fucking truth. Well, good, Plays. You're 20 years old. What better time to start? You ain't going to figure shit out by the time you... Look, just get busy doing the work. Use your 20s to build yourself. Enjoy your 30s. Try things, make mistakes, seek help, seek improvement, ruthlessly. Through your 20s. You want to set up your life? Start in your 20s. Don't waste your 20s looking to get laid and party. Figure out your money. Get your body right. Get your mind right. Get yourself emotionally healthy. Get yourself physically fit. Learn something about money. Try things. Open businesses. Make mistakes. Mistakes are your lessons, your life lessons. Pay attention. Document your life. That's what I did last year, bro. No more 9 to 5 or 6 to 6. Life goes by faster once you get into your 40s. Fucking right it does. If you hear me, I'm announcing the dates like it's May 19th already. Holy shit. Tripathi says, how do you handle conflicts, if any, with your son? We butt heads from time to time, but it's usually a pretty respectful exchange. I understand where he's at. I've been 21. I'll tell you what, he's in a lot better place than I was when I was 21. So we usually just have a conversation about it. Or if we start getting uproar, I was like, look, lower your voice. There's a solution here, but we need to talk about it. Don't get defensive. I'm not coming after you to shame you. I'm telling you what I'm telling you because I love you. And you're 21 now. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit anymore. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to hear. And here's what it is. And what we do is we look at his part. I have him look at his part because he's the one that's got to fix it. I can't rescue him every time he's in a little bit of a jam. There's certain things that you have to experience in life to grow. There's a degree of suffering and learning that has to take place. And you see, we got plays here is 20. They've softened men up to the point in society where it's just like a 20-year-old guys are so soft. There's no more rites of passage. You know, back in the day, you had rites of passage, challenges that turned you into a man. It was a representation of you being tested as a man now. And you had to figure it out. You had to go through the fear. You had to build that confidence authentically through challenge and trials and tribulations. Rites of passage. Like, you know, these journeys. I have one tribe that in Amazon that covers you in bullet ants. Or they put these gloves on you. And it's filled with bullet ants. And you got to stand there and take it. And the people think, God, that's cruel. That's awful. That's how they turn boys into men. Tell them, hey, this represents your future now. This is me telling you you're no longer a boy. Wake up. You're a man. You're going to have to do man shit. You got to build a different idea of what life is. You got to have a different understanding of yourself. You got to start understanding that as a man, you're only going to be appreciated and loved for what you bring to the table, your value. The only woman that's going to love you unconditionally is your mother. You're only as valued as what you can contribute. And that's just the way it is. It's not a good or bad. It's like the sun comes up, the sun goes down, the grass grows, dogs bark, you know, shit happens. Birds tweet. That's how it is for men. Just get over it and accept it. That's the truth. That should be a relief to hear that. Like, okay, well, at least now I know what to expect. And let me see. Let me get through this because we're about to wrap it here in a minute. D Block says, I just turned 40. What do you recommend to maintain your muscle mass? Work out, eat protein, and rest. Go get your levels checked. You might need TRT. Any advice on visualizing and planning your future? Yes. Tell you what, we'll leave it at this. I'm going to answer this question, and we're going to wrap it. So the first thing you need to have established is a clear, tangible outcome of what you desire. The desired outcome. You have to have a very clear, tangible picture of it. And you need to write that down in specific detail. Because within that outcome is all the answers you need to reach that outcome. And I'm talking, if If you could find a sketch of the house, the clearer the better, the more vivid detail, the time of day, the clothes you're wearing, your shape, the people around you, the car, the truck, whatever you have in your imagination, that you can create this outcome that you want. I'm talking about a bank balance, a savings balance, the cash in your pocket, the neighborhood you live in, the title you carry, the clothes you're wearing, everything in vivid color, vivid description. And then you just, and it's a little more complex than this, but this is the rudimentary explanation, that you just start working toward that. What's the next step? What's the next step? And a lot of people avoid this step. Hire coaches, hire mentors. And this takes time. You have to sit and think. Where do you see yourself? Are you going to have a wife? Are you going to have a rotation of girls? Are you going to have children? Are you just going to have multiple girlfriends? Are you going to live in a condo? Are you going to have land with acreage? And like, all this stuff is important. It's a deep, strong, deep visualization of a clear, tangible outcome. So then you simply go down, and there's other things you do, other exercises and habits you build and daily practices that you do to place into working toward that goal. But then it's just taking action after that. And you say, okay, well, what action do I take? Well, good question. First thing you do, find one thing. Say it's you want to get in better shape. Hire a trainer. I can't afford it. Find a fucking way. Go on YouTube if you can't afford a trainer and start pulling up workout videos. There's so much information out there. People are just lazy. You can go on Instagram, YouTube, Google to find workout tips. And you can be very descriptive about, like this guy, 40 years old. I want to lose 20 pounds and put on 10 pounds of muscle. I want to be at 8% body fat. Boom. You're going to get more information than you could possibly even use. And stick with it. Commitment. Commit to it. Be disciplined in the approach. Take the action with discipline. Consistently. Consistently. Everybody leaves that word out. Consistently. Don't try it for 2 weeks and say, I'm not getting any results. This doesn't work. No, motherfucker, you didn't commit to it. That's not consistency. Give it at least 6 months and do it right, as written. But I hire mentors. I have mentors still. I have a business/life coach that I use that him and I don't meet as often anymore, but he's still a phone call away. And I pay him. When I got a session with him, he's on a clock. It's a mentorship. I have a guy for construction. When he comes and advises me on a job, he gets a cut of my job. I have guys of really good fucking dude in this space on YouTube that I go through with my personal stuff. I have a spiritual guide, a spiritual mentor that I use that I talk to often. I don't pay him. Coach, hire coaches, hire people who've been there. Hire people who can take you to where you want to be. Shortcut. And that's the only shortcut you're going to get because there's still work. They're just telling you to work to do without you having to do all the rigorous, monotonous research and details. You're going to have enough work to do. Trust me. Hire a coach. And look at that outline every week. Look at that outcome every single week. And look at, and you document that. How much closer am I to this part? Where have I gotten since then? What's the next thing I have to do? And just keep on that, taking the action, because that's all success is a bunch of little small steps taken consistently over time. You're going to learn everything you need to know during the process. Life's going to teach you what you need to learn. It's just, the question is, are you going to stick to it? Or are you going to quit when things get tough? When you don't look like a magazine cutout in 6 months of going to the gym, and you're going to quit going to the gym. No matter what, time's ticking. Whatever amount of time is going to go by is going to go by. And either you've done something with it or you have not done something with it. It's that simple. You can look back in 6 months from now and say, I've done absolutely nothing, or I've put in 6 months worth of work, time, effort, energy into this. And you're that much better for it. And I'll tell you what, the ability to do things, even when you don't feel like doing them, is a superpower. I made a post today that endurance is just faith with calluses. I love that. I put that on my Instagram. And I even put it as the thumbnail for this video. That's it. And what you find is, just like working out, just like martial arts, just like succeeding in business, nothing gets easier. You just get better. I have that tattooed on me. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Just like working out. The workouts don't get less. They don't get easier. You get stronger. Same thing in life. Chop wood and carry water, motherfucker. Nobody's coming to bring it to you. And if you don't have it, it's your own fucking fault. But they have people out there who'll help you. But you got to want it, and you got to go seek it. And don't ask somebody for help and then not do what the fuck they told you to do. There's nothing more irritating than a waste of time with that. Thank you, Greg Mortal. Yes, I do have a favorite Bible verse. Let me see. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Let me see, hold on. All right, you ready for my favorite Bible verse, y'all? Isaiah 6:8. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? And I said, here I am, send me. That's my favorite Bible verse. Pretty fucking awesome, if you ask me. Daddy and the caddy. Look at him throwing up at the 2-piece, coming up in here. With the 2-piece, look at some W's in the chat for Daddy with the caddy. Yeah. He says, get some bros. Peer pressure can be good or bad. Yeah, you're going to be as good as the company you keep. You want to be a loser, hang out with fucking losers. You want to be successful and a winner and have your shit together, hang out with a bunch of people who have their shit together, who are doing better than you and who pressure you to bring it. If you have friends that support you being lazy and a bitch, you're hanging out with the wrong people. I agree, Matt W. Wokeism has diluted the Christianity to church. We ain't going to get into that today. But anyway, man, I want to thank everybody for coming in. It turned out to be a great live. So if you want coaching one-on-one, hit me up in the description. Got every form of contact you can use to get a hold of me. Website, Gmail, Instagram. I get inquiries on all platforms. Telegram group for the live links. Join the Telegram, you'll get the notification on Telegram. Can't lose. It's just a free group. You hit the link and you join. It's that simple. There's nothing really goes on except I post the links in here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Rock-a-doodle with the 5-piece. Daddy and a caddy with the $2. Always appreciate the donations and the love, y'all. And everybody for coming in and participating. And for the good questions, as always. And thank y'all. I will see y'all on the next one. Join the Telegram if you haven't. That's the best way to get it. See y'all on the next one. Bye.